Today is April 1st, April Fool's Day. Unfortunately, no jokes or pranks were pulled on myself or anyone I know. But it was a pretty hectic day, even though I didn't really have anything planned. I got a phone call from one of my clients who's the manager at a hair salon in town. I brought her up to you guys on here before, but she gave me a call and actually, no, she didn't give me a call. What happened was several of her ladies, her barbers, or her hairdressers, gave me calls because they were in the same situation as she. The salon closed down, obviously, for quarantine. Mandatory shutdowns, actually, for those who maybe watch this in the future. And they don't have insurance currently. So they need help with their insurance for the time being. We need to look into utilizing their special enrollment period through the marketplace from losing their job, or a short-term medical plan. One lady, though, has some really finicky prescriptions that are very expensive for migraines, and one involves like an injection or something. It's wild, man. Like $450 a month for this thing. And that's with Clever RX. That's with a prescription discount card, a savings card. So we'll probably get her a very high deductible short-term medical plan, and get a MEC plan, a minimum essential coverage plan, that includes prescription coverage, so that can actually be covered with just a $1 or $5, maybe 10 or 20 even, depending on what tier it is, copay. Still a $20 copay. It's much better than a $450 a month payment for that medication. Other than that, I uploaded yesterday's video. I got some calls done that I needed to do. I missed my Wednesday lunch networking Zoom call, unfortunately, because right before I was about to jump on, I got a call from a manager at an insurance company I'm contracted with who just got rid of their term life line of business. And so he gave me a nice little quick referral for term life. I haven't completed that yet because he won't give me the gentleman's personal information. He just gave me the details about him, and maybe he's afraid of me stealing him or something. But the problem is right now, all of my term life contracts with the insurance companies that I want to write term life with, there's only 3 of them. They're my favorite ones because they have the best living benefits by far. But all those contracts are still locked up at the old agency, at that last brokerage that I worked for before the new year. So, because those guys are being assholes and won't release me and won't let me write business that I was writing with them, with the same companies that they were contracted with. It's been a nightmare. So I have to wait 6 months without writing business at these carriers before I can get contracted in a new way with them, meaning get contracted with them directly, or me being directly with an FMO or a GA, a general agency. This is getting really into the weeds, so if you're an insurance broker, I hope you're watching this video and are liking this. But yeah, it's very messy, so make sure you like the agency you get under, or else they can kind of screw you over when you want to leave or when you want to start something on your own. So for example, I told you that they had locked up my contracts. That means that any business that I continue writing with certain carriers will pay out to that insurance brokerage, which I no longer work under, so then they're not going to pay me those commissions. So one way to avoid that actually is doing LOA contracting, which is line of authority, I think that stands for, contracting underneath the agency that you're appointed under, because then the carriers pay you directly, and as long as that client keeps that policy, you still get paid even if you're no longer with Colin Wattonville Insurance Agency or whatever it is. And that way you don't have to worry about potentially walking away from a book of business, which I did at the beginning of the year. So that's why I'm starting from ground zero. That's what I mean when I say I'm starting from scratch with my insurance agency, because it's just me, one, but two, I don't have any clients underneath me. Well, I do now because it's been a few months, but I didn't when I left that last brokerage because they locked up all my contracts, all my clients. They stopped paying me on the business I wrote with them when I was with them last year. It's easy to get screwed over in this industry. I'm hoping a long-term goal of mine would definitely be to create an agency the right way. No hard feelings, give agents street commission right off the bat, and just treat your agents right. Because unfortunately, I think that's why the industry is tainted. I guess I'll use that word, because oftentimes a lot of agents are bouncing around from place to place, and then they lose their old book of business because their old brokerage or agency is greedy and won't give them their clients that they worked hard to obtain. Maybe they paid money to obtain, even with leads and marketing. And so then when they get to a new agency, maybe that new agency or brokerage has numbers that you have to hit, quotas to fill, X number of dental policies a month or whatever it is. Whenever there's pressure to get sales, that's when agents and brokers in my position don't end up doing what's in the client's best interest. I hate seeing that. I'm sorry I'm never wearing shirts in these videos, but that's just me. I just don't wear shirts around the house, especially right before bed. Hope you guys find it at least a little amusing. But no, I'm not trying to show off my amazing pecs and biceps. So I spent a good amount of time trying to figure out my contract situation this afternoon and see which FMO and which GA I could get under with the certain companies in particular that I want for term life. So that took a while. Got a quote back for that lead. To the insurance manager at that other insurance company for that lead. Haven't heard back from him. Hopefully I do soon. What else? Then later in the late afternoon at 4 o'clock, I think it was, I had a Zoom 1-to-1 with my good friend Brady Kirkpatrick. He allowed me to pick his brain for about 45 minutes on dividend investing and our thoughts about the stock market with the whole coronavirus crash, and just kind of give me some advice about investing in mutual funds and ETFs rather than individual stocks, which I usually pick myself. My whole portfolio basically is individual stocks, probably except for about 15%, I would say. So just give me some pointers for free, which is nice. He's a good dude. He's about my age, and he really knows his stuff, though. I mean, honestly, in a way, he's kind of like me, but in the financial planning side. He's been doing it for about 4 years, I think. So a little longer than I have. I know he's a couple of years older than me. I've been doing insurance now for 3 years and 5 months, I think. Wow, that's crazy to say. Yeah, because it was November when I first started at the life insurance company. That's nuts. So I do know my stuff, even though I'm only 23. Fun fact about 23, I remember growing up, that was always the number of flavors in Dr. Pepper. So I'm excited to be 23 because Dr. Pepper was my favorite soda growing up. And yes, I'm from the Midwest and I still say soda, eat me. It's soda everywhere else besides the Midwest, and that's the majority of the country, so we need to wake up and say soda instead of pop. And I know I'm recording this at night. Obviously, I've been being really bad about recording during the day for you guys for this channel. for the show. And so right now I'm just going to cut to a video that I took right after I did my Zoom call with Brady. And that will give you a little bit of an update of what else I did after that. So after my one-to-one Zoom call with Brady Kirkpatrick, my good friend, he's a financial planner, I had some dinner real quick, and then I went to my aunt's house. Well, I'm at my aunt's house, and I am about to walk on the treadmill while reading 7 Habits. It's my book from March. I'm behind. Today's April 1st. Gotta try to finish it today. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Afterwards, after I'm done walking here for a little bit, I will go hang out with the girlfriend and see her for a while. And that's all the plans I have for right now. It is 11:45. I'm going to lay down here and head to bed. What do I want to tell you guys? Oh, I am almost done with 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, my book of the month for March. I just have 2 habits left, and then I will complete it. Then I have to pick my my April book. Haven't decided on that yet. But thank you guys. I know that today's video was weird. It was a recap, and then I went back to a video I pre-recorded earlier. I'm sorry. I keep saying I'm trying to do better, but I don't, do I? So I will do better for you guys. And this was definitely a video actually mostly for those who are in insurance, or those who are thinking about being in insurance, or those who are just starting out in insurance. I gave some very tangible tips, in my opinion at least, about what to look for, kind of how you can get in trouble with your setup, with your contracting setup and being underneath agencies. So I hope I gave you guys some tangible advice, all of you insurance brokers out there. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow.